Hey y'all, it's Fortune Frankly and welcome to Fortune Frankly Fridays, where we do DIY home decor and more. In today's video, we're turning garden and flower supplies from the Dollar Tree into very cute, very stylish home decor. Now this is part of my series Turning Blank into Home Decor, and I have a couple of other videos in a playlist that I'll leave linked here. I'll wait. You can open it in a new tab, in a new window, whatever works for you, so that you can watch it after this video. And just a few housekeeping kind of things. If you check the description, I always leave timestamps for each project and a list of materials that I use for each project where you can find them or find something similar. Okay, I feel like that's all you need to know for now, so let's get started. For our first project, we're making a kind of different version of a dough bowl candle. Now, I'm like obsessed with these dough bowl candles. Dough bowl. The more I say it, the more like ridiculous it sounds to me. They're typically made out of wood, although we're not going to be using wood today, but we're going to do, give it a similar vibe. For this project, you'll need this tin planter, terracotta spray paint, candles or candle wax, and candle wicks. Starting with our tin planter, we're literally just going to give this a couple of coats of the terracotta spray paint. I'm going to do it outside. You all know how to spray paint things, so voila! And we're going to space out pretty evenly a couple of candle wicks inside our planter. I ended up using 4 because I thought 5 was a little too extra, but you want to make sure your wicks provide enough coverage so your candle burns evenly. And I use these skewers to kind of position my candles so that they don't fall over into the wax. And I'm going to melt down some candles from the Dollar Tree and pour it into my tin. Once I have my wax, I'm going to put some essential oils into there to give it, some fragrance. And I initially only melted down 2 candles so I can start making the candle in layers. That way we give each layer proper time to dry before adding more. By the time that last pour came around, I was so done with these damn candles. I initially bought 5 thinking, 5 candles would be just about enough, but in total this took me 8 candles to fill it up. And towards the end, as I got more and more lazy on melting down my candles, I actually dropped the candles in the water. There you go, I said it. Some of these DIYers don't tell you how things went wrong. See, I'm not gonna show you, but I'm gonna tell you what happened. At the end of the day though, it still came out cute. For project numero 2, we're taking a set of clay pots and giving them a very, very intense makeover. For this project, you'll need clay pots, clay, some paint, and some baking soda. Starting with one of my pots, I'm going to do 2 designs using clay. So I found this clay at the Dollar Tree. And let me tell you, I've never seen this type of air dry clay at the Dollar Tree, and I was so hyped about it. I was so excited. So I'm just kind of, warming this clay up, giving it a massage, rubbing it around, making it feel loved. And still, it betrayed me. Even after caressing and massaging that clay, giving it my warmth, I was out here cold. I hydrated that clay, and still it broke, and still it cracked. As I tried to shake the handles for my clay pot, it had the audacity to break apart. So we're gonna go to our reliable friend School Bead, and I'm gonna roll that clay into a steak shape, and we're just gonna bend them in kind of a rainbow shape to make the handles for our pot. And I'm gonna do 4 of them. After letting them dry, you'll notice that the clay shrinks a little bit. So we're gonna sand the ends down just to make sure it fits really nicely onto our pot. The sound of clay rubbing against the sandpaper, it sent me. It was tough. And we're going to use a combination of super glue and E6000 to secure the handles to the pot. Don't use hot glue. It won't stick, trust me. You'll just need to keep it pressed on there for about 20 minutes or so, and it should dry to the point where you won't be able to move it. So I'm going to do 4 handles, kind of alternating in height, and we're going to paint that pot a beautiful mossy green color. And I'll show you how that one came out at the end of the segment. Y'all just gonna have to wait. After I got over, the betrayal from this clay, I decided to use it to make some balls. These had less of a propensity for cracking. I let them dry overnight, and then I attached them to the pot in the same way that I did the handles. You might have to get a little creative here in seeing how your pot will not roll over, but you can do it. And I'm going to glue these balls pretty randomly across the pot. In retrospect, I probably would have made it some type of pattern, but I don't think it came out that bad. Well, let's just say this time my balls were in check. Now I'm going to paint it this reddish brownish color, and I'm going to use some baking soda just to add a little more texture to this pot. So the paint on this pot was looking thick, it was looking juicy, and it was also looking like dried ketchup. I really did not like the color, so when in doubt, go black. And by that, I mean spray painted black, okay? For our third and final project, we're giving another planter a makeover so that it looks really young, fresh, vibrant, For this project, you'll need a tin planter, white spray paint, and acrylic paint. Starting with the planter, we're just going to give this a coat of white spray paint. This is in a satin finish. Ba-bam! And we're going to be using some bright colors to give this some pizzazz. I had 2 themes that I wanted to bring together for this planter. One was a Terrazzo inspired pattern, and the second one was, traditional Miami colors. So I'm just going to take some of the acrylic paint on my brush and basically make some elongated dots around my planter. We're going to call this a bucket now, actually. We're kind of looking for a 3D effect here, so you want to take a glob of paint and make sure to leave a lot of that on the bucket. You can use the front of the brush, different brush sizes, the back of the brush, just to give some variation to your piece. And after letting that dry, this is how it turned out. Alright, welcome back. So for this video, there are kind of 2 standout projects that I'm thinking of. One is that small planter with the handles. I think it looks like something somebody would pay, $20 for. Not me, but somebody. And I'm also really liking that Terrazzo bucket that we made. That one looks like really fun, kind of different from my usual aesthetic here on this channel, but I thought it was cool. And I'm curious to know, what was your favorite project from this video? If you're feeling like you can go ahead and comment, subscribe, do all the things. And if you're not feeling lucky, I'm so sorry, but I hope to see you again in the near future. I hope everyone is staying safe out there, and as always, thanks for watching.